So let's talk Tier 6 Basics and Tier 3 Alpha, Paragon Title Edges and Eternity of Pain. Yes, this is what we're going to discuss in this video. We've got a spreadsheet as well that's going to be linked in the description, which will be on a Google Drive one. So look, where do we begin with this? Eternity of Pain. We know the rewards, we know what the peak stuff is. If you're Paragon, well done, good to be you. But if you are non-spending or looking for options as to like the best ways to achieve those Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basics, then that's what we're going to do in this video. As a lot of you know, I'm following a process being non-spending now for nearly 5 months. I am pushing to a 6th month period with this, which does require me to grind out a lot more than I normally do. But I think it's been a good experience in understanding what I need to do, where I need to go, how I need to adapt and stuff like that. And I more than likely, I'm like 90% sure, I'm going to continue on non-spending as I go, especially with the performance of the game and work I feel that Kabam still need to do to this game to bring it back up to a standard last year that it was well known for. But look, let's get into this video a little bit more. We're talking about how far you need to go with this. If you're a Thronebreaker player looking to be Paragon, which a lot of people will be looking to do, you'll want to keep yourself very locked into what is going on with the extent of rewards you can get from doing Eternity of Pain. If you do, and as we know, if you've seen yesterday's video, you'll know that 17 points is the most any Thronebreaker player can really get from this, which means that you can only get up to milestone 7, and that is a little bit annoying with it. But yeah, 22,500 Tier 3 Alpha and 28,500 Tier 6 Basics can be got. Now, what does that mean for anybody? Well, it means a lot, but also means very little in the short term. This is a long-term investment for you wanting to do a grind. How does that really kind of like factor into things? Well, in the spreadsheet, which as I said you can find in the description down below, is that certain points, which I've tried to chart in the best way possible, is when you will get the rewards from doing a milestone 16 grind. So this is the furthest you go. You have to do like the week 5 and get all the points that you can from that, because you can only get the 16th, 16th I put 16th milestone. I'll change that in the edit for this, but the 7th milestone is what I'm saying. 7th milestone is what you can get with it, which means that adds into the totals, 22, getting all that stuff, and also doing story mode, doing the April side quest if you did it, the May side quest this month, and getting the amount of Tier 6 basic fragments and whatnot from that, means that you'll look at and if you do Korean's challenges, it will give you 267,750 Tier 6 basic fragments and 214,500 Tier 3 Alpha. And do bear in mind you only need 171,000 of Tier 6 basic fragments to form for the rank 4, a rank 4 and rank 4, how you want to describe it, and 135,000 Tier 3 Alpha fragments to form. So, you need that, so you're going to be well in with the amount you get, and that's what the totals are like this. So you'll get 4.69 Tier 6 basic fragments and 4.76 Tier 3 Alpha fragments if you are going to do 4 parts of Eternity of Pain. So that's something to point out, because I think it's going to go run for the rest of the year. I don't know if there's going to be a part 5 that then kind of ends in early January, but I'm just doing this on 4 parts because at the end of the day, this is where players want to be. They want to get to Paragon. If you're Thronebreaker, you want to get to Paragon, you want to look at options, and sometimes the options aren't going to be great. You may feel forced to do things like Korean's challenges, and it may look to a longer cycle. Like I'm already thinking about trying to avoid my personal burnout from the game by saying, right, well, instead of like wanting to be Paragon, which I did want to do it in 2 months, and I think I recorded this month or last month, whenever it was, late last month, and going, okay, by July I want to be Paragon. Maybe I'll say August or September, because then there's better content or more fun content coming out, and we'll talk about it in a second about where I plan to chart my grind over the next kind of like further 2 months, and also try not to burn out and maybe play some other games. Like I do want to play Diablo Immortal when it's released next month, and I do want to play some other games. I don't want to make this game like my life, because it can be a bit, I can go a bit too full on with it some months, and I don't want to kind of get to the stage of burnout over a summer when I'm like, look, let's just play some other stuff. Let's kind of like see what's about, but still keeping up with, you know, the grind, maybe doing just arena and stuff. But none of none of that. But enough of this section. Let's then move on. And yeah, if you want to check out in the link in the description, there's a link to all this stuff here about how it breaks down and the many weeks and how it kind of goes on for the year, because the pain will continue year long. Once the event concludes, the next will start after a week's break. I mean, you'll be able to collect the rewards, blah, 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 blah. So that's that, right? So it means that there's less pressure from myself, and with like Paragon's calendar and some stuff not even being in game just yet, not to say there isn't an enticement. There is an enticement to go and be Paragon quickly, but at the same time, I need to really stop going and saying to myself, okay, in 1 week, I'm going to do 2 Karina's challenges, or I'm going to do this, this, and this. But I'm trying to figure out what's still trying to go like, okay, well, what's fun for me? Do I want to save up units for July 4th deals? Do I want to balance stuff? And that's why, you know, I can look at my own progression and my own kind of like work and where I want to kind of like be, what I want to do. So this is based on my progression at the moment of where I'm up to, and I'm trying to keep a little bit of a log and also an idea of my deficit. So at the moment in my stash is 53,800 tier 6 basics, fragments that is, and 23,500 tier 3 alpha fragments. With the side quest this month, it gives me 59,500, which will form me. I'll get one tier 6 basic formed, and I'll be a long way off when it comes to tier 3 alpha with 28,000 in stash at the end of the month. If I work hard, there may be a deal that would be on offer for 28,000, would give me 28,500 tier 6 basics and 22,500 tier 3 alpha. That again is like, that's a theoretical thing. I've just put it in there for if I can really assess a full grind perspective, which I'm trying to, but I don't want to burn out. My deficit at the moment is 111,500 tier 6 basic fragments and 107,000 tier 3 alpha fragments. So I need to figure out a way to kind of achieve what I need to achieve. And this includes, I've done 2 Karina's challenges from volume 2, which is the one I'm focusing currently on. And I do have plans to either do a volume 1 one this weekend to get, I think I might be doing Inhuman Stamina. I don't know. I'm kind of like shifting and kind of thinking about the grind. I may go into the Act 8.1 beta and test out on like Act 6.4.6 and try and kind of like get some training. But I don't know. I don't know if I can really warrant the time. I don't want to be stuck in a quest for a week and have to use units to get myself out of there because I've made mistakes not planning. So I've got work to be doing with that one. But instead, I might even do like one of the all 3 of the 6-star ones from some other Karina's challenges to kind of like top up to get towards the completion. But again, that's another strategy for another day. But it's still interesting in what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and how I want to get there. So I've put together some scenarios of kind of like grind, which is, look, if I want to get myself the totals I need, I will miss out on the volume of tier 3 alpha. But I also factored into, well, what if by August, which is, what, 3 months away, we have Act 8.1. That could be good. I have a very, very lovely relationship with what Kabam are doing in the new story mode content, which could mean that would give, I don't know, 17,250 tier 6 basic fragments, 9,750 tier 3 alpha fragments. Possibly. You just don't know. If we judge it by what was delivered in Act 7.4 and 7.4.6, then there is a good possibility that could happen. I mean, currently, if you go to Act 7.4 and the exploration, it's 14,250 and then 6,750 respectively. So it could be a case that Kabam will put something good in there. It would be very disappointing if they instead do nothing, especially considering what players want to see from this. Because like, look, the last time with like 8.1, it was 7.1, it was tier 5 CC. Now that's not what players want to see, and it's certainly, if you kind of like, you should have access to it once you've unlocked Act 7, it would be the case. But I don't know. I don't want to guess that with Kabam because, you know, sometimes kabam do be kabamish, and sometimes you get your hopes up and it can be dashed. The same with July 4th deals. My hopes of that could be dashed. So I need to kind of figure out if I'm going to go grind that sooner rather than later. I also have hope for the June and July side quests that could deliver a good volume of Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic, respectively. But again, you could be open to a bit of disappointment. But it could be a case 9,000 one way, 9,000 the other way when alternating months. Again, we'll have to see with that. And some of the various Karina's challenges. And it may force me into the idea of thinking, look, Rich, just kind of focus on the Volume 2 100%. Which, as much as I kind of go, oh, I enjoy the fact of going into Abyss, I may be kind of like going towards a strategy of just grinding units for between now and July 4th, seeing what the deals are, and if they're bad, I'll go do Karina's challenges and do the Volume 2 100%, which may be a better option. And I think that's really where I want to kind of leave this video and go, right, let's, for anybody that's watching this and for anybody thinking about the best way to grind, maybe focus on Eternity of Pain Part 1. Get that done, because that will be done before July 4th deals drop on the 1st of July. Then focus on the units that you got from there. Is it wise to invest it into that, to July 4th deals, or would it be easier to invest it in other places? Or would you just buy the July 4th deals, regardless of anything, and see if you get the volume that you need, and then make the decision, right, I'm going to do this or this as a result. And that's where I'm at. I'm at a position of going, let's try and have a bit of fun. So I'm going to do some of the lower Karina's challenges to kind of build up the Volume 2 to the completion. Then I'm going to be, and grinding units at the same time. And then I'm going to be focusing on the July 4th deals, getting units, and then kind of taking it in a different direction. I think that's probably the best way I personally can do this without feeling too burnt out and too stressed about this and kind of panicking that, oh, I must be Paragon and I must be Paragon now. No, the thing about this is just enjoying the game for what it is at your own pace and at your own leisure, and that's what I'm going to do without spending. So yeah, that I thought I'd put a little spreadsheet together about like my grind process. I'll put a link to the description, including the general aspect of doing this, and you know, I'll leave mine in there, but you know, you can tinker around with like stuff and totals as you want, and you know, I've put some details and stuff to the side, but it's up to you what you want to do with it. I just thought I'd do a quick little video about this process because it's going to be one I'll kind of refer back to, especially doing this from non-spending, some of the things that I've learned from kind of the grind later date. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Check out some other content on screen right now, and also this is probably the final video of today, and I'll be back live streaming I think tonight. If not, I will be kind of producing some content for tomorrow and the weekend. And yeah, cheers everybody, see you in some live streams. Bye bye.